Okay, today we are inspired by an artist named Alma Thomas. You can use multiple materials for this. You can use paint, you can use cut paper, you could even use markers. You can also use all of these things together. So we're going to start out with tracing a circle on our paper. And then from there we're going to add dashes, either cut paper or we'll press our paintbrush around the circle so that we have colors that radiate, that go from the inside out off of the page, and we'll have a beautiful piece of art. Okay, so the first step I'm going to do is wet my brush, pick a really good color. Red is a great color. Anytime I'm painting, I like to paint the outline first. And then I fill it in. So today I used a piece of green paper. You can use any color paper you want. Here's my outline. When you're painting, you don't have to paint really fast. You can take your time. Sometimes artists take years to finish a painting. Today we're just going to take about 10 minutes. Sometimes artists make a bunch of similar paintings and they call it a series. So I have my large red circle, and from there I think I'm going to try to stick with the rainbow color order. And again, I'm using watercolor, but you can use cut paper, you can use markers, you can use watercolor. It's up to you. I will show you an example of a few different ways. See, I'm taking my time just to echo that circle through. If you wanted to use a different shape, a shape that is not a circle, you can use that. If you wanted to freehand draw a heart and use a heart as your shape, then all of these dashes would radiate in the shape of a heart. Use the top of my brush. I'm using it like a pencil now to see if it makes a difference. Oh, yes, it made a thinner mark on my paper. I really like that. This super thin mark, I think that I can use my artistic license to do 2 layers of green. Oh, I forgot to go on the top. There we go. And for that, I'm going to use a marker. You can combine art materials, but when you're using a marker, please don't put it on top of the wet paint. You'll ruin your marker that way. Making really thin lines. Pretend that it keeps going. I'm going to do 3 layers of this. The way that looks. You don't have to go in rainbow color order. That's just my preference. Okay. And another type is paper. So to do that, you're just going to make a line of glue around. You can glue your paper onto the line of glue. Oh, I like the way that looks. And take your time. This is not a race, but I do want to see photos of this. I'll do one more layer of purple, and then I will finish back to red. use the marker on its side. Make really thick marks. Oh, I have two pieces of paper there. There we go. Okay, friends, that's my work. It didn't have to be a giant picture. It's just a small piece of art. If you like making these, you can make more. If you want to make a giant one on a big picture, that's okay too. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy making art inspired by artist Alma Thomas. Again, another painting inspired by Alma Thomas. I imagine laying on a hammock and looking up at the sky through the trees and seeing parts of the sky shine through the shade of the tree. To make this piece, I used yellow and green watercolor. I let it dry, and then I started adding from the center out, radiating cut pieces of paper. You can do the same type of piece if you were to use a darker paint on top. I could have done this with blue watercolor paint, blue tempera paint, blue acrylic paint. And again, your art does not have to be big.